In Myanmar, Tzu Chi volunteers distributed rice and cooking oil for the locals during the pandemic. In Kaohsiung, 2 volunteers shared their stories on how recycling changed their lives during the year-end blessing ceremony. Selamat datang ke DaAi Headlines, saya Simon Gan, terima kasih menyertai sesi berita kita. In Myanmar, Tzu Chi volunteers visited Mingaladon Township near Yangon City to distribute rice and cooking oil, helping the locals get through this tough time of the pandemic.
Approximately 30 kilometers from Yangon, Mingaladon Industrial Park is home to many migrants who live there for work. But as COVID has affected many businesses, these workers are finding it hard to make ends meet.
After the pandemic, our lives have become difficult to live. We have sold all our valuables for money and have been looking for help everywhere. We don't know where our next meal will come from. When we do have food, we give it to the children to eat. It's okay for adults to go hungry.
Continuing with the pandemic relief plan, Tzu Chi in Myanmar is helping 298 families by giving them a total of 48 kilograms of rice and cooking oil. U Lei Win's family is happy to know they won't be going hungry for the time being.
Having the rice and cooking oil is helpful. We can all have plenty to eat, not like before where it was scarce.
Meanwhile, in Legu, which is near Mingaladon Industrial Park, an orphanage is also suffering from COVID-related problems.
Each day, the children eat as much as 56 kilograms of rice. In the past, we go to the market to borrow it on tab. But thankfully, Tzu Chi is here to help us, and we don't need to worry the kids won't have enough to eat.
The volunteers gave the orphanage enough supplies for 2 months, which includes 3,360 kilograms of rice and 140 kilograms of cooking oil. They also performed something for the children to express their sincerity and love.
Tzu Chi is here to donate supplies and also perform for the kids. I see the children have enjoyed the performances. I feel they need to feel joy from within. I hope you return each week to bring them some activities so they are not lonely.
Not having to worry about the children's hungry stomachs, the superintendent is comforted in knowing Tzu Chi is here to help.
In China, Tzu Chi volunteers went to Nanjing Recycling Station in Fujian to send winter warmth, including food and daily necessities, to 52 sanitation workers. Here's more.
Giving sanitation workers the same item and saying words of blessings, this is what Tzu Chi volunteers do when sending winter warmth to 52 sanitation workers in Nanjing, Fujian, before Lunar New Year.
They are cooking oil, rice, towels, socks, soap, a lot of things. This is the care for us. We sanitation workers have to be grateful and hence need to work more diligently.
Today is very nice. They gave us a lift here to collect these things. Really, thank you very much.
The given supplies are what they mostly need and can be used all the time. Thank you very much. So grateful for the kind-hearted people.
Volunteers rub Vaseline on sanitation workers' hands. The marks are not only the traces of years, but also the marks of protecting the earth.
They are also the gardeners of the earth, just like our drama today. In other words, I hope they can have a sense of mission from this job, which is very great and honored.
Putting on warm vests, volunteers also share the magical effects of recyclables, encouraging more people to embark on this environmental protection path together.
In Xiamen, China, Tzu Chi volunteer Huang Liming once had a superstition that her life is always busy because of her name. In 2009, when she became involved in Tzu Chi, she saw the positive side to her life and changed her mindset. Now she gets up earlier than the sun to carry out volunteer work.
Working on the farm once brought her nothing but despair.
I had to fetch 200-some trips of water each morning. Thinking about it now scares me. Life was so difficult back. I would wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning and work until 10 at night. I joined Tzu Chi in 2008 and committed to the recycling mission in 2009. I'm living the end of my life, so it feels good to do something which benefits others.
57-year-old Huang Liming wakes up earlier than the sun each day. She begins her day at 4 a.m. by cleaning her home. Next, she listens to teachings by Dharma Master Zhenyan and takes notes. After taking her granddaughter to school, she starts her volunteer work and collects recyclables. However, she no longer takes the bus.
Although the public transport costs 1 renminbi, which isn't much, over time it accumulates to a lot, and I can use that money to help another. That's how I feel, so every time I come, I'll work to save money.
Honing her skills in recycling, she's been doing this every day for 12 years.
It's just like working on the assembly line in the factory. If you do a good job at the first step, then the next step, piling it onto the cart, or unloading, the resources won't fall apart. Though recycling looks like an easy job, it's actually got lots of tricks and tips. If you don't spend time doing it right, it's just messy.
After visiting the community, Huang goes to many more neighbors to collect recyclable items.
Don't take a picture of my hands. People will laugh. It's not pretty.
Her hands are calloused and wrinkled, but in the eyes of another, it's the hands of someone filled with love. At 9 in the evening, she still heads out to collect recyclables despite the rain. Huang's day seems to exceed over 24 hours. She works so much that her granddaughter is worried. Tzu Chi volunteer Huang Liming's determination for the recycling mission is as clear as the morning sun, as she spends most of her time pursuing it, no matter the season.
In Liancheng, China, Tzu Chi volunteers visited Hongfu Senior Home during the winter months to deliver warm items for the seniors. Volunteers also performed to entertain the seniors. Let's take a look.
Helping the seniors get into their seats, there is a performance in the plaza. The elementary students also perform a tea ceremony celebrating the seniors' birthdays.
I feel there is lots of love in this world. I see so many of us here to give the seniors their time. The scarves and clothes will keep them warm.
Hongfu Senior Center has 45 residents so far, and even the superintendent is surprised to see how active the elderly are on this day.
Senior living here in Liancheng began later than other places, so there are many in the region where the seniors don't have family at home. So our service targets are mainly these seniors.
With much interaction, the seniors enjoy this day with Tzu Chi and carry with them memories to last.
In Kaohsiung, Tzu Chi volunteer Chen Yuping once fell into despair because of her eyesight problem. Fortunately, after she dedicated herself to recycling, she found a new meaning in life. Meanwhile, volunteer Xu Yuyun has made a cart out of a baby stroller and dedicated herself to recycling. Let's take a look at their stories.
You have sacrificed for me and you have saved me. Then you told me to watch with my ears and listen with my eyes.
Chen Yuping once thought about giving up on life due to her eyesight problem. Fortunately, she listened to Dharma Master's teachings. Besides touching and feeling the material, she also rubs it near her ears. Even though she's wearing gloves, Chen Yuping is still able to distinguish between different materials.
I no longer sit around thinking about the condition of my eyes. I can do work and it relieves my suffering.
Despite her poor eyesight, Chen harbors kind thoughts. She invents flower tea and donates the proceeds to the underprivileged.
When she does the work, she is very dedicated. Then she forgets about herself. So she is very energetic and she is full of emotions.
I think she perseveres and she does not give up. She thinks that although she is visually impaired, she won't be hindered.
Meanwhile, 73-year-old Xu Yuyun is also dedicated to recycling. She's pushing a car modified from a baby stroller. Using the car, she has been collecting recyclables in the neighborhood for nearly 20 years.
I can exercise and strengthen my body as well as save the earth, right? I can also support DaAi TV.
心呐，他可以呢，安尼付出他的良能，唔只是手会做，话会讲，所以讲起来呢，他的良能啊，还是很大。
Protecting the earth and purifying their minds, they will continue to protect the environment.
At the Tzu Chi Recycling Station in Taichung, Tzu Chi volunteer Li Quanzhe has long funded meals for kids in remote regions, which has inspired his son to join in. Li also is a team leader heading up the recycling mission, which has helped him regain his health. Take a look.
For the past 7 years, nearly every Thursday night, Li Quanzhe drives the recycling truck to this traditional market in Taichung to pick up plastic bags. With gentle demeanor and strict determination, he is motivated to keep recycling going. In 2019, Li took up a leadership role in Tzu Chi and began leading volunteers in many good deeds.
If we didn't do this type of recycling and the plastic bags went to the incinerator, do you know how much dioxin and pollution it will produce? These bodhisattvas are very kind to help the recycling mission each day.
Li connected with Tzu Chi because of the impermanence of illness, and his son knows that Li is putting all he can into volunteering.
It might be from doing recycling and in turning exercising that his health took a turn for the better. I also feel Tzu Chi has helped change him, and I'm very willing to be here doing recycling with him.
Li's son runs a breakfast shop and makes time for recycling as well. Also, he supports meals for students in remote regions.
My son also volunteers with me and provides meals for children of remote regions. We're accumulating merit for our next generation and changing our fate for the better.
He is inspiring the next generation to also contribute to society, protecting the earth and helping to cultivate the field of blessings.
In Donggang Pingdong, there are 3 full-time volunteers that have all suffered from illnesses but still seize every opportunity to give of themselves, which has inspired many people around them. Take a look.
City volunteer Zheng Yiling is practicing sign language with her mother and younger sister. Her husband passed away due to a tumor, and she has suffered from a fracture on her right foot.
I cried every night. I worried about my food. If I lost my food, what will happen to my children?
Everyone accompanied her until she is able to provide care to other people. Now, we have turned her life around.
Fang Qiuling is doing recycling with Zheng Yiling. Fang's husband has passed away due to nasopharyngeal carcinoma, and she has been diagnosed with a malignant tumor.
Having cancer does not mean I will die tomorrow. Do not worry. I won't be defeated. Do not worry.
Fang has also invited cancer patient Zheng Manzu and her husband to volunteer at a recycling station.
With my abilities, I can work with others and give of myself. That's make me really happy.
Being on our team, the three of them have been working even harder despite her illness. They are full-time volunteers.
Knowing that we do not have a claim on our lives, but only the right to use it, they seize every moment to give of themselves.
In Taiwan, floral arrangement teacher Zhu Xiu became a vegetarian because she wanted to pray for her father who suffered from cancer. After her father passed away, she continued to make vegetarian cuisine to share with the public. Here's more.
这一道呢是我老爹的最爱酸菜炒豆干。
Preserved vegetable, bean curd, chili, vegetarian oyster sauce, and sugar are the ingredients for Zhu Zhenxiu's father's favorite vegetarian dish.
In 2002, he was diagnosed with prostate cancer, and I was very sad and worried. Therefore, I wanted to dedicate the merit of my adoption of vegetarian diet to my father to pray for his good health.
This filial daughter decided to adopt a vegetarian diet to pray for her father's health. In addition, started to learn more about vegetarian cuisine.
When preparing vegetarian dishes, we used more colorful ingredients so that my father can consume more nutrients.
Having been a floral arrangement teacher for more than 20 years, Zhu also tries to incorporate floral arrangement into food presentation.
When we prepare food at home, we will make it colorful and beautiful. However, if we are sharing the food with everyone, we will pay attention to food presentation.
Zhu Zhenxiu can be seen at community events or school vegetarian food teaching sessions. She wants to turn her love for her father to the motivation to teach people to eat vegetarian food.
In Kaohsiung, there's a senior Jiang Guomei whose life has turned for the better after she attended lessons at the Level C Long-Term Care Center in Jingsi Hall. Besides learning how to make handicrafts to be sold for charity, she also became a vegetarian. Here's more. Every day at 5 in the morning, 71-year-old Jiang Guomei will wake up and pray to the Buddha. After her husband's passing 3 years ago, Jiang Guomei started to head over to the Level C Long-Term Care Center at Jingsi Hall to attend lessons.
Every day when I head over for lessons, I feel very happy. The teachers there will teach us how to do simple exercises.
After my mom attended the classes at Tzu Chi, she was very happy every day. She became much energetic. She felt that when she's there, she's able to help others.
Every Thursday, there's a weaving teacher who will teach us how to make baskets and other items. Now we're making baskets. On the Lunar New Year, we'll then take these baskets and organize a charity sale. Since we've come to Tzu Chi, if we have the ability, we'll do our best to help others in need.
Jiang Guomei and her family have also started watching DaAi TV. As she's preparing dishes for her family, all we can see are vegetables. There are no more meat on their meal table.
I feel that eating a vegetarian diet is quite good, so I started cooking vegetarian dishes. When my son comes back home, we'll eat vegetarian foods. Later, my grandchildren also became a vegetarian.
I am a surfing coach. Therefore, I need to maintain my stamina at its peak. Actually, being a vegetarian is a very good way, as I do not get tired easily. And when I do get tired, the recovery period for my muscles is also very fast.
Her son, a surfing instructor, now promotes vegetarianism eagerly as the three generations enjoy vegetarian foods together. Nowadays, 3D visual art is becoming a global trend. Artists use various techniques and designs to make 2D artworks come alive. Through a camera lens, visitors are able to feel three-dimensional aspect of each artwork. Follow a report as we learn more.
A hole in a classroom is designed by creative students. The artwork combines the techniques of Michelangelo.
3D 绘画鼓励和
3D drawings encourage interaction with the audience. In National Taiwan Commercial Vocational Senior High School, students are given space for creativity, allowing artworks to be as abstract as possible. Now, looking onto the ground, are the two hands coming out from the holes?
There was a large hole at our school and the principal was frightened by it, but it turned out to be a 3D painting.
我们两个就特别好嘛，然后我就突然想到讲说，不然我们两个来一个互动。只要再加深一点点。
3D drawing has led the once boring classroom into a lively learning space. Teacher Mo Jiabin uses his own creativity to encourage students to think outside the box. This 3D drawing of a fruit reminds us of a busy market.
3D drawing is very interesting because I can also interact with my audience.
Because since autumn is here, I thought of drawing the autumn view along with the persimmon.
你要画3D，刚好要相反，反透视，后面要大，前面要小，而且要延伸。你一张画漂漂亮亮的风景画挂在墙壁上面。
A beautiful landscape painting can be displayed for everyone to marvel, but it's just for viewing purposes as there's no interaction.
可是要是产生互动的画面的话
But if we can create imagery that spawns interaction, we're actually starting a trend where the audience is able to connect with the artwork more.
互相去连接的一个部分产生。
3D drawing creators must transform a plain image into a 3D look. To do this, one must understand perspective, from length, width to depth. Perspective is created. For example, looking at an object with our eyes, the view appears to be small up front but large in the back. But through a lens, the image must be three-dimensional, as in large up front and small in the back. This is called inverse perspective.
画出2条平行线。
First, draw out 2 parallel lines. We see this the most because most images are drawn out like this.
画图形的概念，好，我们这样再画这样。
Here, we have a pillar. Like today, we talked about inverse perspective.
它就是一个柱子。那如果今天我们像刚刚讲到，
Therefore, we have to fix the image by 10 to 15 degrees.
我同样的地方，我给它画的。
It's around the same corner. I will enlarge it and connect the lines. So from this perspective, it looks like a cup, with the top large and the bottom small. But through the phone lens, we can see that it is vertical.
透过镜头去看的时候，你会发现它变成是一个垂直的。
In other words, 3D drawings are designed to create illusions, since people have a fixed mindset on shapes and imaginary. It's easier to twist concepts by a change of space.
你现在看到我呢，好像就宛如在棒球场的。
Now you see me at a baseball stadium. The people, objects, and landscape are perfectly intact. But from a different angle and a different location, you may discover that all the objects here are twisted.
这边的人、景物都扭曲了。
Therefore, before drawing 3D art, one must ponder on how the created artwork interacts with audience. For example, climbing in a cave, sitting on a magic carpet, or fighting a protagonist on stage, these artworks tend to leave space for the audience, positioning them for the best camera shoots.
You must think about how the audience is placed in the artwork, along with the techniques of photography and time of taking pictures. Take a look at the artwork behind me. We have to approximate the height of our audience. For example, in Taiwan, the average height is about 160 to 170 centimeters. Once the audience enters the scene, we have to approximate the height of the characters in the artwork and the possibilities of interaction.
然后呢，你要跟它怎么样互动？
3D drawing creatively uses visual illusions and perspectives, making thousands of variants on plain grounds. As people were surprised and interested in the artworks throughout the exhibition, they are one step closer to art.
In Jiangsu, China, teacher volunteers provided winter warmth to the students of an elementary school before the upcoming Lunar New Year. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you and goodbye.